Welcome back, guys, to King Josiah TV, where this channel was created to educate, promote the kingdom of Jesus Christ in this world as an ambassador. I'm your host, Josiah. And before we get started, guys, I want you to do me a real quick favor. Go ahead, and if you're listening on YouTube, go and hit that subscribe button. And if you're listening audibly on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, go ahead and give me that follow button. Let's get into it, guys.
Watch giants fall like Goliath. David, I dance. This ain't no tick-tock. God told me that my steps was ordered. Walking in flip-flops. Chris Rock, how they laughed at me.
People been asking me about it, and I wanted to give my opinion on it, guys. I didn't want to just spout out a video. I want to give a concise opinion, guys. So I'm going to talk about what happened at the Olympics. The Olympics open ceremony. The Olympics open ceremony was definitely blasphemous. I mean, there's nothing much you can say about it. I mean, I'm going to show the video here in a second because a lot of them have actually been taken down by the Olympics online. But pretty much they come out, and there's multiple things. Like, this isn't just one little part in it. Okay. Like, the whole opening ceremony is either blasphemous or somehow parading homosexuals. And also there was a gentleman in there that his scrotum was actually hanging out of his pants. And they had to say sorry about it. You know what I mean? So, like, I do want to just kind of give you guys just what it was before I play it. It pretty much, the opening scene, they depicted the Last Supper. They had a lady, an overweight lady in the middle. I don't know if she's a woman or a man. I don't know. A woman in the middle. Everybody else is somehow transgender or gay. And then they have a little child in there as well, standing right next to, feet away. And I don't remember if my video plays it, but feet away from the dude that has his scrotum hanging out. And in the middle, you've got a gentleman that is painted, but he's naked. I don't care how you splice it. Homeboy is naked in the middle, national television. It's like Paris, you're showing your true colors. And then there's another part, which I didn't get footage of. They have a white horse riding in with a hordeless headsman, which relates to the book of Revelation, the angel of death. So it's just like there was so much and so much going on that, you know, I'm gonna let the video play. I'm gonna let the video play, and then I'm gonna give you guys more of my opinion.
Это же не все. Вот вам водяной французской версии. Шоу уродов продолжается.
Je sais où vous pensez, mais c'est pas une bonne idée. Ouais, plus de riches, plus de pauvres quand on redevient tout nu. Qu'on soit slim, qu'on soit gros, mais tout simplement tout nu. Vivons comme on est né, vivons comme on est né.
It's like, what does this have to do with the Olympics? And they said, and I'm going to read you guys another statement by actually the people that created this, and they actually put out an apology letter. But there's been an apology letter. They pretty much said this is supposed to resemble the feasts of the gods. But as you can see, it resembles what we all with a brain can see is the Last Supper. But oddly done. I got one more other clip, guys, I'm going to bring up for you. It shows a little bit more of what happened. Sorry. Let me bring this video back. All right. You got kids dancing around. Half-dressed men. And they're all in drag. All these are men. You can see with beards and all that, dressed up like women. Like, it's like, and this is supposed to be an all in the mind of inclusion. And it's like, dude, like, even if this had nothing to do with them trying to mock which I believe that they were generally mocking God, even though they were unconsciously doing it. Because I want to read a statement, actually, as I told you guys, I want to read a statement from the individuals that actually pretty much put this together, and this was their event that they put together. Pretty much what they said is, clearly there was never an intention to show disrespect to any religious group. On the contrary, I think, which Thomas Jolly, we really did try to celebrate community tolerance. Looking at the result of the polls that we shared, we believe that this ambition was achieved. If people had taken any offense, we are, of course, really, really sorry. And to me, it's this, I mean, here's another, I'm going to read this other one. This is another statement. Again, these are by the director Thomas Jolly is the one that actually put this together. He said, Donius, that's how he says it, arrives at the table. And this is pretty much what he said. He's just trying to just show us what this was supposed to depict, this table. The table, because he is the Greek god of celebration. The idea was to create a big party in the link with God of the Mount of Olympus. And you will never find in me or any work and any desire of mocking anyone. My wish isn't to be subservient, nor to mock or to shock. Most all, I want to send the message and a message of inclusion, to not divide. And guys, when you read that and you see that, you're like, oh, well, that's not what he meant. That's not what he was trying to show us. And what I'm pulling up here, and I'm going to explain this in a second, guys, but you go, oh, no, that wasn't what he was trying to show. And well, you guys are taking it too far. And you could tell, yeah, he was trying to describe something else. And you guys are just stretching this. First, kids don't need to see this. Like, you don't need to be painting naked people on national TV pairs to show people. Second, just because the people that created this didn't in their mind think that they were doing that, they're not believers. So who directs and guides them is the enemy. And people unconsciously, they pretty much follow out the plan of the enemy with unconscious knowledge. So I wanted to read from Ephesians 2 and 1. Before we are saved, we are under the full effect of the works of the devil. In fact, we are dead in our own transgressions and sins in which we used to live when we followed the ways of the world and of the ruler of the kingdom of the air, the spirit who is now at work in those who are disobedient. So those are disobedient, those that do not follow after God, that are not saved. They are following after the ruler of the air, which is Satan. So why wouldn't they pick certain things like this? And this is one of the things that they're saying that it was supposed to be. If you look at this here, this doesn't resemble commandments. Now, if we look back at the pictures that they showed us and the image that they displayed out there with somebody in the center with like a halo around their head, you've got people, more than about 12 people along the side, on both sides of them. Like, it's obvious what you're trying to depict. Now, you may not have thought that, but the God of this earth, the prince of this earth, the prince of the air, he knew what he was doing. He knew who he was mocking, and the devil would take any chance that he can to mock God and stick it to him at any point in time. He's going to take the opportunity. So to me, again, everything is spiritual, guys. Things that aren't just as carnal as we think, and these things just happen and this is just normal. No, guys, this stuff is not normal. It doesn't just happen. The physical world that we live in is not as real as the spiritual world that is all around us, and we have to be conscious of that. One as believers, and one as a person. If you're not a believer and you're just listening to this, you have to be conscious, because the enemy can affect you. Satan can come into your life and ravage your life, even if you don't know it. He comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And again, he is the prince of this world. So guys, I do want to read just a little bit more of, when I say God of this world, I want to read a little bit more on this, some things that I wrote. The phrase God of the world, God of this world, or god of this age indicates Satan is a major influence on the ideas, opinions, goals, and hopes and views of majority of people. Majority of people in the world that we see today that are not Christians, the stuff that we see in the media, their music videos, all that, all derives from him. His influence also encompasses the world's philosophies, educators, commerce, thoughts, ideas, speculations, false religions in the world are under control and have sprung from his lies and deceptions. So guys, there's so much out there that the enemy and the devil is trying to control the narrative at all times. If it doesn't come from God, if it isn't something that's coming from that spectrum of God's ordained desire for the world and plan for the world, it's not of him. You're listening to something that's far. Please go ahead and give me a subscribe. Smash that subscribe button right below. And again, as I always say, if you're listening audibly on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, go ahead and give me that follow button. Again, I will see you guys next week.
But my salvation on me like it's a helmet. The way you to sin is death for send you to hell quick. Wanted to be all about me, God, I was selfish. I was rebellious.